कहाँ से शुरू हम करें ये फसाना, शहीदों की बातें हो गुजरा जमाना। 57 की जंग में फिरंगी खिलाफ बुलंद जब किया था शहीदों ने आवाज। आज़ादी गुनाह है बताया गया था और हजारों को फांसी चढ़ाया गया था। सजा कुछ ने पाई समंदर के पार, समीरामिज में फिर होके सवार। वतन के लिए चल पड़ा था दीवाना, कहाँ से शुरू हम करें ये फसाना। In India, there are many deadly prisons for the criminals or the convicts, but among them, there is a prison which is considered as the deadliest of all. So hey guys, this is Sekat Datta, and today we will know about the most horrifying and deadliest prison of India, the Cellular Jail of Andaman, which witnessed the most brutal punishment imposed on the prisoners. The Cellular Jail is one of the most historically significant monuments in the Andaman Islands, as it is used to be the place where British officers used to send prisoners for banishment, especially those who protested for the independence of India. This prison was located very far and was isolated from the mainland of India. Thus, it was also referred to as Pani punishment, where Kala means death and Pani means water. The walls of the jail has many stories of the brave Indian freedom fighters and prisoners who have faced brutal torture in the cells of this prison. So before moving further, we must know some historical facts of the jail and island Andaman. Andaman and Nicobar are two groups of islands, where Nicobar Islands were known to travelers, colonials and adventure lovers. But Andaman was actually different. It was unoccupied and there was only indigenous tribes who used to live there. In the late 18th century, when British East India Company was trying to expand their territories, they explored Bay of Bengal. Marine surveyor Archibald Blair was the first to make a visit to Andaman Islands in December 1788. And after that, gradually British colonies were established in the Andaman Islands. The first settlement came up in Chatham Island of Andaman. These settlements started to grow as many Indian convicts and laborers were brought here to work for the development of British colonies in Andaman Islands. But during 1796, these islands were vacated after the spread of few unknown diseases. As a result, the Britishers left the island and it remained deserted and unoccupied for the next 62 years. Then came the Great Mutiny, or the First World War of Independence of 1857, which shook the British Empire. But these protests and movements were crushed and the people who raised the flag of revolt were inside the bars. As in the mainland all the jails were getting overcrowded, the Britishers thought of building a jail in Andaman Island to cut all the connections of the freedom fighters from their motherland. Thus, Cellular Jail was established. The first and the foremost thing that makes the jail unique is its structure. It was built as a 7-wing which look like a starfish or even 7 spokes of a wheel. These wings are connected to a central watchtower by wooden platforms. Today, only 3 of the 7 wings stands. Rest wings were destroyed due to bombings by the Japanese during the Second World War. The bricks used to build the building were brought from Burma. It has 696 cells, one for each prisoners. The cells of the prison was so small in size, secured by a heavy iron grill door with specially designed latch system. Some of the inmates of the Cellular Jail included prominent freedom fighters like Batukeshwar Dutt, Sachindranath Sanyal, Yogendra Shukla, Baburao Savarkar and Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. These are just a few names among the estimated 80,000 political prisoners of the British Raj held at Kalapani, of which very few could survive. In order to minimize the chances of conversion possibility among the prisoners and to isolate them from each other, the construction of the jail was made in such a way that the front portion of each wing was to face backside of the other wing. The light and the sound show in the evening is an emotional journey for all the Indians. It tells us about the history of Indian independence as well as Kalapani.